Hello everyone, I'm Nestor, your AI Scout. This week, let's cover some of the headlines in artificial intelligence. Let's get into this. First up, Dell and NVIDIA are partnering up now to bring generative AI tools to enterprise businesses. Their business model seems to be where they're going to go into large corporations and help them establish generative AI for themselves. Partnered with some of the NVIDIA chips, Dell will come in and basically create workstations targeted for data scientists and enable them to build these applications. So this is a good idea on the part of Dell, where many corporations are very on the fence about using AI, especially third-party AI, generative AI products such as OpenAI's ChatGPT or others, because of the fact that it can collect data and they don't want to release their data to some of these companies. So Dell is saying, well, we'll come in here and we'll help you build your own AI for your own things, whatever you want. Use your data, and you don't have to give us data. So it's kind of a good idea, just a different option. Where way back, Salesforce is coming out with all kinds of generative AI products for marketing, for sales, for anything, and they are trying to sell AI as a service. So that's Dell and NVIDIA partnering up doing that. Also, NVIDIA has announced a brand new chip that is going to be specifically tailored to artificial intelligence. They call it the GH200, and this chip has 141 gigabytes of memory and a 72-core ARM central processor. So that's a lot for a GPU. And basically what they're trying to do is have these large language models that take a lot of memory, a lot of compute power to just do some of these tasks, and install it into a one system thing. So you won't need so many systems, you don't need 10 GPUs to run. You can just run it off of one GPU. So they're going the route of just building these massive GPUs that are going to be tailor-made for running these large language models. But a little later, we're going to cover some news that you might not need such large memory, because MIT has come out with some pretty exciting stuff. But stick around, we're going to get to that in a little bit. So, of course, NVIDIA and AMD are in some serious competition here with artificial intelligence. AMD not too long ago announced two chips that are CPU based that are going to be tailored to AI. So NVIDIA is coming back with, well, we're going the GPU route, and these are my chips that I'm going to produce, right? So we'll see how this transpires in the future. Very exciting stuff. Up next, YouTube is going to start adding some generative AI to YouTube itself, where you're going to search for a video. They're going to have a small summary that is going to summarize the video to try to help you decide whether you want to watch the video or not. So instead of reading the descriptions or just looking at thumbnails, you're going to also now have a little bit of a summary of what that video is about. So we'll see how this goes. Is it going to be a good thing? Is it going to be accurate? We'll see as they test it. It's also going to be only in English for right now. So next time you watch videos on YouTube or you watch my channel, you might get a small little summary of what my videos are about. Now, if you're planning a trip, say you're going to go someplace, TripAdvisor has just started the generative AI assistant for your itinerary. Let me show you real quick how cool this is on TripAdvisor, and I'm just going to do this quick little how-to video in between the news. First, you go to tripadvisor.com, and if you scroll down from the top, right here, build your trip in minutes. So I used this a little while ago, and it's actually pretty cool. So let's say you want to go to Miami, Florida, because it's a great place. I tested it out here because I kind of grew up here, so I kind of know this area. Now I'm just gonna pick a week, 25th through the 31st. Hey, I'm going there. Let's go check it out. You can go with your friends, partner, by yourself, family. Let's go with friends and no children. So here where you click things that you want to do. I mean, you could even write down in this box certain other things that you want to look. You see that has a sample: nightlife, spas, shopping. All right, well, let's just go with some food because they have great food down there. So if you want to eat good Spanish food, there's down there. Let's look at some historical stuff and some must-see attractions while we're there. You hit submit down here, and it takes a little bit of time, and it starts going through probably all of their reviews, all of their different locations, things with 4 or 5 stars. And when it's done, it finalizes it. Here we go. It's operating a little slow here, it seems like. Here it gives you a quick little summary. Miami is a vibrant, diverse city known for its rich history, delicious food, and must-see attractions, blah, blah, blah. Nice little informational, almost like getting your custom little booklet about where you're going, right? So if you scroll down, it says, hey, day 1, here, go check out the Vizcaya Museum and Gardens. That is a very nice place. Then head over here to La Cañita, a popular eatery known for delicious foods, vibrant atmosphere. Go to Wynwood Walls. Wynwood is a nice area now, very, very well done. Used to be called Overtown. It was a bad neighborhood, but now it's very nice. You can check out all these different things. They give you kind of an image here with some information about it. It's got the reviews. Oh, it even gives you tickets, so that's pretty cool. $85 per adult. Man, the prices have gone up. That's crazy. Day 2, Calle Ocho. You could go down there. Just don't go at night. Let me see. This is cool. I kind of like some of this. All right, day 3. So basically, you see how, day by day, it kind of gives you an idea. So, I mean, you don't have to follow this. This is good to give you kind of a backbone or a structure to your day. If you're the type of person that's very rigid, I'm sure you can just adjust this. Or if you're in that area, you can say, hey, let me look up some other things to do. But at least it gives you an idea. You don't have to sit there and spend hours searching for things that you're going to do if you got a trip planned. So this is a very cool. And then you can save your itinerary. Here, you can click on the day specifically, what's it about, open it up, go into this. Oh, that looks so good. Salty donut at Wynwood. I got to get down there and check that out. All right. So that is the TripAdvisor AI itinerary. Very, very cool stuff. Let me leave. So that's how you do that. So let's get back to the news. Now, it seems to me like Meta is coming out with some new AI product like every two weeks or so. Now they have a text to audio package called AudioCraft. Now it's 2 models in one package, really. There's a music gen and there's an audio gen. So what this is a single autoregressive language model for generating audio. Now you can generate environmental sounds with audio gen, and you can create music samples with music gen. So some of the samples on the website, and I'll put a link to all these articles and these sites in the description below. Some of these samples sound pretty good. Now you can test some of this. If you go to Hugging Face, there are some users there that have created spaces that you can test it with this model, or if you know about development, you can create your own on Hugging Face if you're familiar with that platform. You can't just go to a website and start playing with this. It's actually in developmental stage only, so you can only use Python and PyTorch to go in and develop it and create like a very basic UI using Gradio or something. So that's how it works right now. So unless you know development, you can't really use it, but you can go on Hugging Face and look at somebody else's space, and they might have some of this already built so that you can play with it a little bit. Now, talking about what I was saying earlier about these large language models getting smaller in size, MIT has introduced what they call the liquid neural network. And no, it's not made out of liquid, but it is fluid in the sense that the neurons in the neural network are adaptable. So the way they created the algorithm is these neurons are now rigid. They take a piece of information, they pass it on to the next neuron, and then that's kind of how large language models work. And then they have layers across and vertically, so they communicate with each other, and that's how they process the information. Now, these liquid neural networks each neuron is going to be adaptable, and as it gets information, it's going to be able to change. So, pretty crazy stuff, way beyond my scale of knowledge, because I'm not a mathematician, but the algorithm, that's what it does. So basically, why they tried to do this is that a lot of the AI that is being used for these autonomous vehicles and robotics, you're not going to be able to put these large GPUs with massive amounts of memory into these cars or into a little robot or something. So in order to produce and in order to process all that data, as far as computer vision, it has to process that data. You're going to need millions and millions of neurons. So what they're trying to do is make it more efficient by doing the same process that would take over 100,000 neurons. They were able to produce it with just about 91 neurons. So they're basically trying to scale down the size of these large language models, especially for computer vision. That is where they're looking for. They said that it's very effective for models that need a lot of data, or rather that process a lot of incoming data. And so these neurons are able to quickly make decisions and move the data around. So you need less processing power because there's less neurons to do the same work that it would take some of these other traditional large language models. Anyways, I said a lot to say that, but it's very exciting stuff because this is where it starts. It starts large, and eventually they figure out a way to make it smaller and smaller and smaller. Eventually you're going to be able to have a full large language model on your phone, or maybe on the Vision Pro, right? If you watch my video on the Vision Pro. Now, lastly, cover a little bit of a topic on OpenAI and ChatGPT. ChatGPT recently announced that they're going to have a GPT bot, which is basically going to scrape the internet of all kinds of data. And they're going to go from website to website, scraping data, information, probably to feed their new GPT-5 or whatever else they're working on. But because they have gotten into some hot water and some legal issues with some writers that are saying that they infringed on some copyrights by using some of their material to train the large language models, they are providing a way to block the GPT bot from scraping your website. So on the website itself, I guess you can write a line of code on the robot.txt file, and it will stop the GPT bot from scraping data off that website. So I guess they're trying to use this to cover themselves from any more legal issues about copyright infringement and, taking people's data. So that goes to show you that the stuff out there is free for all. Anyways, that is all I have for this week. Thanks again for watching and sticking with me to the end. Consider subscribing and sharing this video with others. Until next time, bye for now.